There is a reason why diversity is important in the newsroom. There's a reason why diversity is important all over in medicine, everywhere. We've discussed that at other times before, but in the newsroom, it is so important. And you know what? It's not important for those who are the ones that are generally not there. In other words, it's not more important for, let's say, black people or Latinos or whatever to have black people and Latinos in the newsroom. That's not the issue. It's really for everybody, specifically for the majority population as well, for white people to have it. Because when you don't have the diversity that comprises who you are, who we are, we have a tendency to create fallacies. And when we create these fallacies, we allow demagogues like Donald Trump to create false sense of realities, believable realities that then culminate into what we saw as in at the Capitol when we had that insurrection, when we had those traitors rushing to the Capitol. Most of them were probably innocent traitors. They thought they were right. They thought something was being taken away from them and they had to take their country back. Some of these people genuinely believe that, and it is because many times they have seen the light through one set of lens, one that can refract it, one that can reflect it, one that can do the things to prevent them from knowing their real history, to prevent them from knowing the history of all. I loved what Tiffany Cross did here. Check this out, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Self-awareness, GOP, why don't you look into it? But there is one last falsehood that we really do need to address. Every time these atrocities happen, like the kidnapping and caging of migrant children at the southern border, racist comments and tweets from government officials, and these mass shootings, there's a chorus of people from the shrinking majority who decry, this is not who we are. But isn't it, though? To quote Childish Gambino, this is America. And let's finally have an honest conversation about it. America was not founded on peace and prosperity. It was taken from the Native Americans with blood and fury. It was not built on equity and equality. It was built on the backs of the enslaved. The country did not allow opportunity for everyone. It afforded power to a privileged few. For so long, their American dream was our American nightmare. So let's not feign surprise when white supremacy rears its ugly head again and again and again and again. Or when a mad MAGA crowd is allowed to violently attempt to disrupt democracy. Now, it may not be who we want the country to be, but crowds of mostly white people violently fighting to maintain rule is as old as the Battle of Jamestown and as American as apple pie.
That is such an important statement. Your American dream has been our American nightmare. A nightmare that one still lives. A nightmare of watching, when we saw that insurrection, many people asked, oh my God, they were so surprised that that was happening. But you know what surprised people that look differently? That these people showed no fear for police. Police were there to serve them. For others, people show fear for police because they know that if they are chasing a cop with a gun, that cop wouldn't be running. That cop would have turned around and shot them. Why is diversity important? Why is all sorts of diversity important? Though there are so many people who just believe in that storybook, America. There's nothing unpatriotic about talking about who we really are. There's nothing unpatriotic about speaking about who we were or how we were formed. It is patriotic to say, I know the flaws that we've had. I know the flaws that we still have. And we can work after acknowledging these flaws to make the country what we really want it to be. But to do that, you have to first understand Nobody is taking away something from you. It's something you've never had. This country was founded to protect a very few. And most of those fighting for something that they've never had were never a part of the few that this country was founded for. As we became a more intellectual country, a more liberal country, a more progressive country, more of us realized that the economic system that was created under this country, that the social system that was created under this system needed modification. Those of us that are naturalized citizens like yours truly are able to understand why people outside of this country have certain sentiments about this country, and we can mitigate what goes on in this country to ensure that there can be change there as well. Diversity in communication, diversity in this union, diversity in the media, diversity everywhere, in medicine, everywhere, makes us that real melting pot, not in rhetoric, but in reality. It makes us a nation for everyone, not in rhetoric, but in something we can all live. And we will only get there. We will only get there acknowledging the truth, and we can only acknowledge the truth having everybody at the table. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.